Okay, let me break this down the way it hit me, because honestly, this whole situation is kind of wild. Right now, everyone in the crypto space is obsessed with the same three things: bull runs, airdrops, and whatever shiny new chain announces a testnet. It's like the entire community is living inside a never-ending hype festival. And don't get me wrong, I love the excitement. I love waking up and seeing people argue about which token is about to go parabolic. But while everyone is doing victory laps over imaginary gains, nobody's paying attention to something way more important, something happening backstage. And that's the part that low-key freaks me out. Because this week, quietly, like super quietly, one of the biggest security partnerships in Web3 dropped out of nowhere. I'm talking about Fomoin teaming up with Sentra to basically build a digital security shield for Web3 users. And the way they announced it, no fireworks, no influencer threads, no "we're changing the game" tweets, just a silent press release while the rest of the timeline was arguing about airdrops again. That kind of silence? Yeah, that's never random. See, big companies don't make massive security upgrades just because they're bored. It usually means something spooked them. It's the same pattern we've seen 100 times. Remember when Apple suddenly beefed up iPhone security and everyone was like, "Oh, cool, more privacy features." And then, bam, spyware scandals hit the headlines a few months later. Or how Binance massively expanded its SAFU emergency insurance fund right before that huge KYC data leak rocked the entire crypto ecosystem back in 2019. These moves always look proactive from the outside until the truth comes out and you realize they were preparing for a storm they saw before we did. So when I saw Fomoin and Sentra form this alliance, especially with no hype attached, I swear my first reaction was, hold up, what do they know that we don't? Because let's be honest, Web3 isn't just dealing with bad actors, it's dealing with professional attackers. Hackers don't play around. They're not kids in their basement doing this for fun. Some of these groups operate like full-blown digital armies. And the craziest part? The attacks are getting smarter, faster, more coordinated. It's like watching malware evolve in real time. And yet, the community is scrolling past all of this like it's optional reading. The more I dug into the details of the partnership, the more the whole thing started feeling like a quiet alarm going off. Fomoin, usually known for managing token sales, has been building out security tools in the background, scanning projects before regular users ever get near them. Sentra, on the other hand, specializes in AI-powered threat detection. That means spotting suspicious smart contract behavior, predicting exploit patterns, and catching rug pull signatures before they trigger. Put those two forces together, and you get something that looks less like a product update and more like a defensive weapon. And I don't know about you, but the moment I realized that, everything clicked. Web3 isn't just dealing with random hacks anymore. It's dealing with something closer to a silent war, one that's happening underneath the bullish tweets and when moon memes. A war where hackers are leveling up using automation and AI, while users barely understand the apps they're trusting their money with. But here's the craziest part. Nobody's acting concerned. It's giving me that same weird feeling you get in horror movies where one character notices something off and everyone else just goes about their day like nothing's happening. That "why is nobody freaking out" energy. Like, how many billion-dollar hacks, bridge exploits, and rug pulls do we need before people finally say, yo, maybe security actually matters? And that's why this partnership feels so different. It's not hype, it's a warning shot. A signal that something is moving behind the scenes faster and heavier than the public realizes.
So here's the thing. Once I started connecting the dots, I realized I had no idea who the real players in this space actually were. And that's when things got wild. I mean, I thought I understood Web3, but then I started digging, and suddenly it felt like I'd stumbled into some behind-the-scenes war room. Take Fomoin, for example. Most people know it as just another launchpad ecosystem, right? Something that helps projects get off the ground. But the deeper I looked, the more I realized they've been quietly building serious monitoring tools and vetting systems for a while now. Think of it like this. Imagine a neighborhood that's prone to break-ins. Fomoin isn't just locking the doors, they're installing cameras, motion sensors, the whole setup. They've been preparing for a storm that most of us didn't even know was coming. Then there's Sentra. Sentra has been running AI-driven security layers that basically scan smart contracts and watch for suspicious on-chain behavior. Imagine a sniffer dog trained to detect fraud instead of drugs. It can sniff out scams and anomalies that would normally go completely unnoticed until it's too late. It's the kind of tech that makes you realize how far ahead some people are thinking. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. When I saw Fomoin and Sentra start to link up, it was like watching two superheroes realize they're fighting the same villain. Suddenly, it all clicked. They're not just building tools for the sake of it, they're trying to defend everyday users from the attacks that have been wrecking Web3 for years. Remember Anubis DAO back in 2021? $60 million just evaporated overnight because of a rug pull. Or the Ronin bridge hack, where over $600 million got drained thanks to a smart contract exploit. These are the kinds of attacks that feel invisible. You don't see them coming until the damage is already done. And that's exactly the problem these two are tackling, preventing the nightmare before it even starts. Their mission is basically, what if we could stop all of this preemptively? Honestly, if someone had told me a couple of years ago that Web3 would need security alliances on this level, I would have laughed. I mean, come on, it sounded over the top. But after watching the chaos unfold, it makes perfect sense. The ecosystem has grown too fast and the stakes are way too high. It's not just about crypto anymore. It's about protecting people from losing life-changing amounts of money to invisible hackers. And here's the fun part. Watching this partnership feel a lot like a superhero movie. You know the scene, heroes who have been working alone suddenly realize the final boss is coming and they have to team up. Only in this case, the villains aren't alien warlords. They're hackers, exploiters, and scammers lurking in code. And Fomoin and Sentra, they're assembling their superpowers to fight back. I think that's the most fascinating part about Web3 security right now. It's no longer a set it and forget it kind of space. It's evolving. Threats are evolving, and these players aren't just reacting, they're anticipating. They're building shields, alarms, and guard dogs before the next 60 million or 600 million disappears. It's a little scary and a little thrilling. Watching this unfold, I can't help but feel like we're on the brink of a new era for Web3, one where security isn't an afterthought, it's the foundation. And the alliances forming now, they could define whether Web3 becomes the safe, accessible, revolutionary space we've all been promised, or just another cautionary tale.
So here's where things start to get really interesting. This isn't your usual, we added better auditing, or here's a few extra safety tips kind of update. No, this partnership is taking AI-powered threat detection to a whole new level, deeper than anything Web3 has really tried before. And honestly, it's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. Imagine if you could catch a scam before it even fully forms. That's exactly what's happening here. We're talking machine learning models that can spot suspicious patterns faster than any human ever could. Think about it. While a human might take hours or even days to notice a tiny anomaly in a smart contract, these systems flag it instantly. And it's not just reactive. There's automated contract analysis that scans code in real time, looking for anything remotely malicious. It's like having a hypervigilant security guard that never sleeps, never blinks, and remembers every scam that's ever happened. And here's the kicker. These AI systems aren't just learning from what's happening now. They're trained on past exploits. That means they can actually predict the next wave before it even hits. Picture it like Minority Report, but instead of predicting crimes in the streets, it's predicting attacks in the blockchain. Weird? Sure. Cool? Absolutely. And it's starting to feel like this is exactly where Web3 security needed to go. Think back a few years. We've seen pieces of this puzzle come together before. Chainalysis, for instance, used AI tools to trace billions in stolen crypto, tracking funds across wallets and exchanges with almost surgical precision. Then there's Certic, which added automated attack simulations to find vulnerabilities before hackers even thought to exploit them. These were the first sparks. And now, this AI layer we're seeing, it feels like the next logical evolution. It's the step that takes us from reactive defense to proactive protection, and that's huge. It's kind of like playing a game you love, the one you've been stuck on for months, and then suddenly an update drops. Not just a minor patch, but a massive overhaul. You play it and you realize how broken the old version really was. That's what this feels like. Web3 security isn't just being improved, it's being upgraded on a level we didn't even realize we needed. What really sets this partnership apart, though, is the scale. This isn't about protecting one blockchain or a single protocol. No, they're aiming to guard entire ecosystems. That shift from patching individual holes to building network-level shields is what tells me something massive is happening. It's like moving from locking one door in your house to installing an entire smart security system that watches every window, every hallway, every corner, all at once. That's the kind of leap that changes the game. And here's the thing that really hits home. In Web3, the stakes aren't small. We're talking about billions of dollars, thousands of projects, and millions of users. Hackers aren't just targeting one contract, they're looking for systemic weaknesses, patterns that can be exploited across chains. That's why a partnership that thinks at the ecosystem level is such a big deal. It's not just defense, it's evolution. Seeing AI step into Web3 security like this, it makes sense. It's the natural next step. We've seen the problems, we've seen the hacks, we've seen the billions vanish overnight, and now, for the first time, it feels like there's a system that can actually fight back at the scale and speed that the space needs. It's smart, it's proactive, and honestly, it's kind of thrilling to watch unfold.
You know, when I really think about it, the real-world stakes here are enormous. And that's what makes this so important. Web3 isn't just a playground for innovation, it's also a minefield. And if there's one thing Web3 has shown consistently over the last few years, it's how devastating hacks can be. Seriously, it's almost predictable. Right when the space is growing fast, just when the hype is building, that's exactly when the hackers strike. Take a look at the numbers from the past couple of years. Poly Network got hit for $600 million. That's right, $600 million, gone in a flash. Then there's Wormhole, which lost $320 million. Nomad Bridge drained for $190 million in under an hour. And these are just the headline-grabbing cases. Even last month, smaller protocols were bleeding millions because of flash loan exploits or smart contract vulnerabilities. Millions vanish before anyone even has a chance to blink. Every single one of these attacks does more than just drain wallets. It erodes trust. Users leave. Builders who poured months, maybe years into a project suddenly have to scramble to patch holes they didn't even create. Think about that for a second. Losing your project's credibility, your users, your capital, all because someone else figured out a loophole in your code. It's like spending years building a house only for someone to bulldoze the foundation while you're asleep. And here's the thing that makes it even scarier. Hackers aren't slowing down. If anything, they're getting smarter. Some of them are using AI to automate phishing attacks, sending out thousands of scams with surgical precision. Others are leveraging MEV bots to manipulate transactions, quietly skimming profits while everyone else thinks the chain is normal. Some operate like organized digital armies, coordinating across networks to hit multiple targets at once. These aren't random kids in basements. They're sophisticated operators exploiting every loophole, and they're evolving faster than defenses have traditionally evolved. So when I see what Fomoin and Sentra are building, a kind of AI-powered cross-ecosystem security shield, it actually gives me hope. For the first time, it feels like Web3 is trying to fight back instead of just taking hit after hit. It's like watching a neighborhood finally install a security system that actually anticipates burglars instead of just locking the doors after they've been broken into. But make no mistake, the stakes are terrifying. If this new shield fails, or even partially fails, the history books tell us exactly what's next. Another billion-dollar hack, maybe bigger than anything we've ever seen before. That's the part that really hits you, right? It's not a matter of if another catastrophic hack will happen, it's a matter of when. And that's why this moment feels so critical. Web3 has incredible potential, financial innovation, decentralized systems, new models for ownership, but all of that collapses if trust keeps getting eroded. Every successful attack reminds users that their money isn't safe, and every trust breakdown slows adoption. Security isn't just a technical requirement, it's the lifeline of the entire ecosystem. That's why I find this partnership so fascinating. Fomoin and Sentra aren't just building tools, they're trying to change the narrative. They're aiming to create a system that fights smarter, anticipates attacks, and protect users at a scale we haven't seen before. It's proactive instead of reactive. It's like giving Web3 a punchback capability for the first time. And honestly, in an ecosystem that's been battered repeatedly, that's revolutionary. It's tense, it's high stakes, and it's also a little thrilling in a this could actually change everything kind of way. Web3 has always been about risk and reward, innovation and chaos. But for the first time, it looks like someone might be tipping the scales toward protection and resilience.
And this all brings us to the elephant in the room. The question nobody really wants to say out loud. Can any of this actually rebuild trust in DeFi? I mean, think about it. Trust is the backbone of finance. And in crypto, it feels like that backbone keeps getting tested hard. Let's be real. Regulators have been side-eyeing crypto since day one. Every major hack, every exploit, every sudden rug pull is another reason for them to step in harder, add more rules, or slow the space down. And can you blame them? From the outside, it looks chaotic, risky, and downright unsafe. From the inside, it sometimes feels like chaos is the baseline. Users are caught in this constant state of paranoia. They want to believe in a safe project, but experience has taught them to check, double-check, and then check again. Every protocol that promises safety eventually ends up on someone's scam list or in a headline about stolen funds. It's like dating in the Wild West. You want to trust, but every new prospect comes with a background check, a lie detector, and a lawyer just in case. Meanwhile, builders, the people actually creating these platforms, are feeling the pressure too. Security budgets keep ballooning, audits are expensive, and profit margins are shrinking. It's a delicate balancing act. Innovate fast, keep users happy, and prevent catastrophic losses, all while hackers are inventing new ways to break in. The stress levels in the dev community? Off the charts. It's like trying to build a skyscraper during an earthquake, knowing that every new floor you add might collapse if you miss one single bolt. And even with tools like AI-powered threat detection and ecosystem-level shields, there's this lingering fear that the next exploit is already quietly loading in someone's terminal. It's that same gut-wrenching vibe we all felt during the FTX collapse. Like watching a car crash in slow motion and knowing there's nothing you can do to stop it. You're waiting for the disaster to happen and you're helpless to prevent it. So yes, the Fomoin and Sentra alliance is exciting, it's powerful, it's smart. It represents a real step forward in defending Web3 users from billions in potential losses. But the deeper question remains, can technology alone fix something as human and as fragile as trust? Because let's face it, trust isn't just about firewalls, AI, or automated audits. It's about confidence, predictability, and the belief that the system won't fail you when the stakes are highest. That tension, that question about trust versus technology is sitting under every DeFi chart right now, whether people admit it or not. You look at rising TVLs, promising yield, and innovative protocols, and everything seems fine on the surface. But underneath, there's an undercurrent of doubt. Will this hold, or is it just a matter of time before the next exploit hits? It's that invisible variable in every calculation, the thing that can turn a 10x gain into a headline about millions lost. And that's why conversations about security are only part of the story. Even the best tools can't erase human fear. Even the smartest AI models can't make regulators stop worrying or users stop double-checking. Trust has to be earned, nurtured, and reinforced over time. And in DeFi, the clock is always ticking. So yeah, alliances like Fomoin and Sentra are exciting, they're powerful, they're smart. They represent a real step forward in defending Web3 users from billions in potential losses. But rebuilding trust? That's the real challenge. It's not just about preventing hacks. It's about convincing everyone that this space, this technology, and these people can actually be relied on. Until that happens, every chart, every headline, every new launch comes with a little shadow of doubt. Maybe that's okay, for now. Because if nothing else, this tension, this scrutiny, this constant pressure, it keeps the ecosystem sharp. It keeps builders innovating, users cautious but curious, and the entire space from getting complacent. Trust in DeFi may not be fixed overnight, but these steps, they're at least pointing the needle in the right direction.
Now, I'm done talking, and I hand the mic to you, because this isn't just a story about platforms or code. It's about your money, your trust, your future in Web3. So here's the real question. Would you trust a wallet guarded 24/7 by police-level AI security? Yes or no? And more importantly, why? Drop your take below. Let's debate. Because this isn't about hype. This is about whether Web3 survives or becomes another remember that thing moment in tech history. Your answer says more about the future of crypto than any press release ever could. Or you could check the card above to watch more interesting videos. This is Blockchain Money.